Certainly, that's one of the big topics here in Davos, Switzerland, at the forum. The leaders of both countries, Iran and Israel, speaking not only to the delegates, but also to the press as well. Shraysi Tandon here joins us on set, and this is a big story. You've had an opportunity actually to speak to one of those leaders. That's right, Phil. Earlier today, I had the opportunity to interview President Shimon Peres. That's the president of Israel. What we also do know is that earlier today here at the World Economic Forum, we heard comments from Iranian President Hassan Rouhani, who actually tried to go out and convince the world leaders that Iran is ready to cooperate. However, during my interview with President Peres, he tells me that President Rouhani should not be trusted.
They behave, the Iranians, in a foolish way. Their great leader says that he's against nuclear bombs. By religion, if he's against nuclear bombs, why does he waste so much money of a poor people to enrich uranium, to build nuclear missiles, to spread terror all over the world? What for? He doesn't have a future. And believe me, I believe deep in my heart that even Iran, the young Iranians, will a day come and change this wrong way.
This region, you have Syria using chemical weapons, you have nuclear development programs in Iran, we see rocket launches between Lebanon and Gaza. In your opinion, what is the single biggest security threat to the Middle East?
Not only for the region, but for everybody, it's terror. But terror doesn't have borders, doesn't have law, doesn't have a feeling for people. And now we can see how terror is destroying the Arab world. Small groups, dividing, just killing people. Nobody knows what for, nobody knows the reasons for it. And they go around from Moscow to New York, and they arrive at every place. Now, it's a destroyer of the civilization. And I think it won't take a long time before the civilized world will come together and say, enough is enough.
Do you think the United States should not lift its sanctions from Iran?
Better sanctions than war. Because if you don't have sanctions, you'll have terror. It's not out of the pleasure that people woke up and introduced sanctions. In Syria, don't have sanctions. Is it better? 130,000 people were killed, 600,000 were wounded. 3 million are refugees. My God. Better sanctions, because sanctions you can stop the minute you'll stop being a terrorist.
How hopeful are you that a peaceful resolution can be made between the Israelis and the Palestinians?
First of all, I think I'm so young that I have enough time to do so. I think yes, because there is also a young generation on the Palestinian side, on the Israeli side. And I think, you know, if you're poor and blind, you don't know what poverty is. But if you're poor and you have, say, a smartphone, all of a sudden you see there are people who are not poor. And already hundreds of millions have the eyes of electronics, the eyes of science, and they will do it, and we don't have an alternative. And you know what? There is no reason why we should hate each other.
You've been politically active for over 60 years. In fact, your 7-year presidential term will be coming to an end in July this year. What is the legacy you would like to leave behind? What would you like to be remembered for?
I don't have a legacy. I'm a person who tries to serve his people. I hope that the greatest thing in my life is the thing that I shall do tomorrow, not the things I did yesterday. But basically, I hope I served my people honestly. I shall be happy in my tomb if I shall be sure that I saved the life of some children or other people.